today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question reality.
Look at the date, 1 year ago, same incident.
Started after a group of teenagers became unruly. According to investigators, some were fighting and others were setting off fireworks, which then led people to believe they heard gunshots, and that just caused panic.
1 year ago.
Officers quickly responded to the scene. 3 people are now in custody.
Maybe more proof that this did indeed occur a year ago, and I found it, and I did a simple Google search, and I confirmed that yes, this video is indeed 1 year old, and it contains the same exact information, almost the same exact information as what occurred here just less than 3 weeks ago. The Miami Bayside Mall incident happened a year ago. This is a video that I put together. Okay, here we go. This is the CBS Miami YouTube channel where the video is currently at. That's 1 year old. It is right here. 3 arrested after Bayside Marketplace chaos. 1 year ago, 4.8K views. So let's continue on, and we're going to watch the video and listen to what the man says and watch the ticker tape at the bottom of the video. Again, you can't make this stuff up. This is really happening, and I confirm something that you're going to see in this video. If you don't see it, I'll point it out to you. This video is indeed 1 year old. This is so weird. Check this out.
Now to a developing story out of Biscayne Bay. A chaotic scene near Bayside Marketplace after dozens of police cars flooded the area.
Yeah, police say it all started after a group of teenagers became unruly. According to investigators, some were fighting and others were setting off fireworks, which then led people to believe they heard gunshots, and that just caused panic. Officers quickly responded to the scene. 3 people are now in custody.
Okay, that was the video. Again, it says 1 year ago. This is the CBS Miami YouTube channel, and it goes on to say down here in the description box, 3 people were arrested at the Bayside Marketplace after police say a scuffle and fireworks led to reports of what sounded like gunfire. Doesn't that sound familiar? Didn't we just hear this less than 3 weeks ago? Notice the scrolling text about the swarm of police at Bayside Marketplace. And the gentleman that was in the video, that's what he said. He said dozens of squad cars went to the Bayside Marketplace, just like we saw. We've been talking about that in videos and live streams about the huge police presence at Bayside Marketplace in Miami, like 50 or 60 squad cars. Apparently, this happened back in January of 2023. After reports of fireworks and teenagers becoming chaotic and just created a big scene. Notice the scrolling text about the new no smoking policy. Check this out. This confirms that the video is indeed from 2023 about the new no smoking policy at Miami Beach. I'll show it to you at the bottom of the video right here. See how it comes across the bottom? New smoking ban goes into effect in Miami Beach. So I'm like, okay, let's see if we can find out when that smoking ban went into effect.
What time are we really in, y'all? What's going on here? They really trying to mess with us, man. Fake news is in full effect with this one. Yo, what?
The toothpaste theory? Toothpaste. Yeah. So you know how the toothpaste at the bottom of that shit, there's always like a block of color.
Oh yeah, it's white, so it's white.
Yeah, white, but on the thing there's like a black, a little square.
Yeah.
Check this
What
out.
is that? What is
So,
that?
It's either, fam, you either get a black square, a red square, a blue square. Yo, you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah,
what
I'm
you're
gonna show you a picture.
We can go get I can go get my toothpaste
Yeah,
right now. Should I
so
go
check,
get it?
No, it's light. Look, so you see the toothpaste, right?
Yeah.
So you either get black, green,
Yeah, the
red,
black.
or blue. You know what those mean?
No, isn't this just like anti-cavity?
No, they're all the same toothpaste brand. They're all the same type of toothpaste.
Oh shit.
But theory goes
Yeah.
that the elites or the people that know the code stay away from certain colors of the toothpastes. So it's like if you know, you know. The code is if you have the green on your toothpaste, it means it's all natural. If you have the blue, it says it has natural plus medicine.
Okay.
If it has red, it's natural with chemical. And if it has black, it's all chemical. That's a theory.
No.
Yo.
Hey, danger.
I guess we should get the ones with the green, guys. Don't go for that black.
That the biggest threat to a cohesive and sustainable world was security.
Mr. Schwab, I'm sorry, but the biggest threat to the world is the fake extreme news media. And the second biggest threat to the world is this very organization, the World Economic Forum, which is the Communist Party that was not elected by the people. And that's why I keep telling y'all should go fuck yourself.
They're crazy with that one.
Crime, a danger to humanity. As of right now, we have no government. So the planetary judge is forcing our government to give the rightful owners back their land, which is us. The planetary judge is ordering us right now to stop calling ourselves Black African American. Also, to shut down Black Lives Matter. Because in the law dictionary, the word black and African American is patterned as we're dead already. So the planetary judge want us to go by our nationality, Hebrew Israelite, Moor. America is not America. The real name for America is Mary. You go look up Freedom of Information Act, find out the other stuff you need to know. The reason why they've been charged with a danger to humanity is because the flesh pit that they found, the flesh pit that they found in Texas, they did a DNA sample on it. And the DNA come back 9 series. We the only people on earth that has 9 series DNA. But the Bible said we came from the dirt. So, with that being said, they've been charged with a danger to humanity because we have served 400 years as indentured service to this country. We're in debt because our government, Washington, D.C., is an entity that's not a part of our country. And they've been ordered to get off these lands. Now, right now, our own country is setting up a war against the citizens of the country. They don't want to give us our land back. They don't want to free us either. So that's why you're seeing all these factories being burnt up, trains derailing, water getting bad, because they know they have to give us our land back. They've been ordered to leave this land. The planetary judge has ordered us to stop paying bills, going to work, because they have to pay us reparations. Africa, China, and Russia is about to go against America for them to free us.
So how did the government trick and finesse us to live how we're living now? What you mean by that? For example, right, I believe in God. I believe God gave us all this land. But how did the government make us pay for land that they don't own? Yeah, what? Yeah, what? So let's say you bought a house and you paid it off. You still have to pay the government taxes just to live in your own home. You right. And get this part. You don't even own your own car, bro. Wait. That's where you're wrong at, because I technically do own my car. I just paid it all off. No, you don't. So you pay every month to use your car. We call that insurance. You pay taxes every year to use your car. We call that tabs. Tabs is how they keep tabs on us. Exactly. So if you don't pay for the tabs every year, then they won't allow you to use your car. Dang, man, I feel like I'm being bamboozled, bro. Oh, no. It gets worse. Let me hear more, man. Now, when we go to work, right, before we get paid, who get paid? The government. So get this. The government takes money out of our check before we even get our check. Then we got to pay to keep our belongings and use our belongings every month. Wait, so let me get this right. If I buy a house and pay it off, I got to pay the government to keep it, or they will take it from me and sell it to someone else. If I buy a car, I have to pay the government to use it. And every time I get a job, the government will pay their sales before they pay me. Oh, it get worse? Nah, I can't even get no worse than that, bro. Oh, no, get this. Now, you supposed to pay the government to do all the natural things that you're supposed to do. What you mean by that? Like, for example, if you want to hunt, right, something you naturally supposed to do, you got to go through the government and pay for that. And then on top of that, fruits and vegetables are supposed to be all through the world for free, right? But we allow the government to take all our fruits and vegetables to put them in grocery stores so we can pay for them. This is crazy to think about, bro. You want to get married? Go through the government. Want your kids to be educated? Go through the government. You want... I don't even want to hear no more, bro. This is just blowing my mind. Okay, one more question. All right, go ahead.
Do that. I just want to
drive a
summarize
car,
up what we
go
were
to the
just saying.
government.
Okay.
In the knowledge of what I just said, what we find is that there were civilizations that were emerging in the Americas that just sort of came out of nowhere. Graham Hancock talks about this all the time with the Olmec. How the Olmec are this incredibly mysterious group that seems to have African origins, and yet we're told that the only migratory patterns of ancient people came from through the Bering Strait. So there's already the Olmec, because they were practicing rubber extraction, which came from Africa, and they looked at very African-like features as well as other things. It's what we're seeing is
Dodge the hijack, dodge the hoe out of Africa 3, guys.
entire narrative and story that's different than we've been told. And what that is that, and I want to just lay this out there. The Maya state that their great sage or teacher that taught them everything, who created their civilization, his name was called Kukulkan. Okay? Now, Kukulkan was shown as what's called a feathered dragon. It's not really that. It's a symbol. But remember, getting back to Enki. Enki's symbol was the dragon and the serpent. It was his symbol. It goes all the way back in the Garden of Eden, where the serpent tempted Eve. That's him. That's just written from that perspective, because Enki he's Prometheus. He gave fire to humans. He's the reason why we all the forbidden things that we became was him. And he became demonized of the greatest degree. He became this Satan demon figure. Okay? Because, remember I told you they assumed roles in different parts of reality?
Yes.
He ended up going in the underworld. Alongside his negative counterpart known as Nergal. Now, people don't know this. Now, remember law of correspondence? They were obsessed with it. Remember what the law of correspondence is?
No.
As above, so below. And what that means is not just the stars and Earth as a plane, but realms of reality, meaning that there are like above dimensions and like lower dimensions, and third dimension, our reality is like sandwiched in between. We're almost like in between different realms of reality. And so he's described as going to rule in the underworld alongside Nergal, a very evil, wicked war god, to be a positive counterpart. And then in the above is a negative Enlil, who's a war god, and his positive counterpart, known as Thoth. Or there's various names, but it's like it's exactly paralleled. A negative and a positive and a positive and a negative. That's what they did. But what that also did was that he became his entire anything related to him, anything related to the serpent or the dragon became so demonized that it was like the ultimate sin. And that was why Eridu became completely abandoned. It's his patron city. But it's not the only reason, and there's others as well. That was his patron city.
And so you're just saying it all got flipped on its head.
Yeah. Now,
purpose.
let's get back to the Americas.
Okay.
In the Americas, the Maya created all these civilizations, and they say that they're serpent feather god, right? And feathers just mean ascension to a higher form.
And where were the Maya relative to modern day geography? Where were they located?
Great question. You mean historically, like what time frame?
Well, both the time frame and also what countries that we now know.
So what we find is the Maya really were like the domain of the Yucatan of Mexico, and the Olmec were more like the Veracruz aspect of Mexico, sort of southwest towards.
Got it.
Yeah. Now, so Kukulkan is supposedly this great leader, sage that taught them how to build temples to the stars, and then taught them everything and left. And then you find that the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl is the exact same thing. It's the same feathered serpent god, supposedly teaching them everything and then leaving. Then you find out Viracocha to the Inca, it was a feathered serpent god who taught them everything and then left. It's like, at some point, you find out they're all the same person. So Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, and Viracocha, they're all the same.
Yo, I swear people fall for any fucking thing. This is ridiculous, man. Like, the second this man got on an interview and started yapping, I said, oh, I already knew what time it was. He started speaking on things that most of us already knew about. And the fact that he was able to get on a public platform and expose things going on behind the scenes, it made me believe he was a plant. He was always a plant. It's not my fault that people can't see that, because people are quick to call somebody woke. Y'all said the same thing about Kanye. Kanye is not woke. Like, come on, man. Like, these people, y'all gotta stop looking up to these people. These people are all a part of it. The same stuff that they calling out, they a part of it. The one-eye symbolism. The woke chain. Look what else it says. Folk. I'm gonna show you something. Hold on. What the hell could folk mean? Oh, wow. Someone who pretends to be aware of political and social issues and says that they are champion of their causes, yet acts in the opposite manner. Does that sound familiar? And you know what really pissed me off? When everybody went to posting the interview with him and Shannon Sharp, it was pissing me off because people only posting it because that's the hot topic and because it could help them go viral. People only post shit on this app to go viral. They don't post for truth. So they'll rather post clickbait just to get a couple of views and a couple of likes and a couple of follows. This is why I say this app could be good and it could be bad. It can be addicting and it could be you using it when it's needed. Some people just don't care about the truth. They only care about going viral. As soon as I started seeing videos posted about the interview with him and Shannon Sharp, it had people that knew me asking me what did I think about the whole interview. Like, you already know what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you exactly what you don't want to hear, because I literally had one of them get salty, get mad at me because I said he's not woke. He's a plant. And it was like, no, he's not. He's exposing them. He's calling them out. Like, y'all got to shut the fuck up with this shit. He ain't calling nothing out. He ain't saying nothing that we already know. You can literally look this up on your own, on the internet. Y'all got to wake the fuck up.
Well, we know where he stands.
So this stuff really works?
Certainly does.
Oh, well, lots of luck. Oh. Good.
Yep, that's what happens. The water car. Oh wow, now Porsche's replacing gasoline with air and water. Listen, if you got a new invention and it goes against the system, I guess it's best to not let anybody know, because you might not be around long, Or they might just say that, they unalived you and kidnap you and take you somewhere and figure out all the secrets and then use it for themselves. And next thing you know, a big name company is, exchanging gasoline for air and water.
I literally have to walk into work, but I just had a realization that made me never want to eat cereal ever again. Although I am kind of psychopathic when it comes to nutrition, I have realized that what you eat becomes how you feel, and so I've really gone down the rabbit hole of like food and like what they're putting in our food. And if you really go down the rabbit hole, there's this whole thing about cereal. Okay, so Kellogg's was created by, obviously, Kellogg. It was two brothers. First guy, he was like, let's make this thing to keep people from eating meat and spicy food, because meat and spicy food makes people sexually deviant. Let's create a corn-based product that's going to keep people from... and it flopped because it tasted like shit. But he introduced it first, of course, to the sanitarium people. So the first version didn't have sugar. The second version that his brother invented had sugar. It went freaking ham. Everybody loved it. They then included it into the food pyramid and said that eating something like Lucky Charms is more important or more healthy than eating an egg, which is insane and not true at all. But of course, there's a whole aisle now dedicated to cereal. If you grew up in the 90s, you probably only ate cereal for like half of your life, like me. I just realized, just as I was just driving, cereal is a lot like something else that we feed to animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like to cattle and dogs. If you've ever tried to make homemade cereal, you can make homemade anything. I'm a crunchy-ish mom, okay? I eat everything organic and I make things from scratch. You can make anything from scratch, but cereal from scratch is really fucking hard. And it's funny, there's actually something going viral, a recipe for cereal, and everyone's trying it and it sucks because it's impossible.
Nasty cereal. What's this? Oh wow, is that a UFO that says...
I heard you had a near-death experience. You mind sharing with us, please?
I would love to share my experience. It's something that happened to me back in November 2008, and I've spent the last 15 plus years trying to make sense of it and coming to a deeper understanding as a scientist. This kind of meningitis is such a perfect model for human death because it deletes the human part of our brain. In fact, there's a medical case report on my medical records that came out September 2018 in the Journal of Nervous and Mental Diseases, which goes a long way to help strengthen my story. It was written by 3 doctors who were not involved in my care but were absolutely fascinated by my recovery. And they make 2 major points in that paper. One is that it was a complete global infection of my brain, that there were no parts of the neocortex left unscathed. Basically, it says my brain could not have had a dream or hallucination. And yet what I did go through was the most profound, detailed, memorable, life-changing, and transformative set of events that I could possibly imagine. And they all happened while my brain was demonstrably offline. So with that kind of backdrop, I'd like to now share what that experience was all about, why the neuroscientific community pays so much attention to my story. An important feature of my journey was my amnesia, that I went into this NDE without any memory of Earth, humanity, Eben Alexander's life events. It was an empty slate. Now, it all started with what I call the earthworm's eye view, a very primitive, coarse, unresponsive realm, feeling roots or blood vessels all around me. It's like being in dirty jello. It seemed to go for ages, that initial phase. The good news is it didn't last forever. There came a slowly spinning white light that came packaged with a perfect musical melody. It had fine silvery and golden tendrils going off into the edges. And as it was slowly spinning and came towards me, it opened up like a rift and led up into this brilliant ultra-real gateway valley. This is where I would stress for people that might think that a near-death experience would be kind of vague and dreamy and murky. This world, this material world, is vague and dreamy and murky compared to that reality. It was sharp and crystal clear and just really beautiful beyond description. I was a speck of awareness on a butterfly wing. There were millions of other butterflies looping and spiraling in vast formations. And we were above this incredibly verdant, fertile meadow, surrounded by this lush forest. And the forest and meadows had these waterfalls and the crystal blue pools. There were thousands of beings dancing in this meadow, incredible joy and festivity. And I remember very vividly dogs jumping, children playing, and all this festivity was being fueled above because these swooping orbs, some pure kind of oval spiritual beings that when I came back to this world, I called them angelic choirs. And these swooping angelic choirs were emanating chants, anthems, hymns that would just thunder through my awareness. It was a spiritual home that was very welcoming. Now, another thing about that Gateway Valley, I wasn't alone. There was a beautiful young woman. Doesn't get better than that. She had these sparkling blue eyes, high cheekbones, high forehead, broad smile. She never said a word to me. She never had to. Her emotional truth were directly linked to my mind in this kind of mind meld as her message to me, which I think was the core message I was to bring back to this world. You are deeply loved and cherished forever. You have nothing to fear. You are richly cared for, and you can do no wrong. I wish I had explained that last part, you can do no wrong, much better in the book. I was in a realm of such pure love. The most optimal way forward was a way of loving kindness, compassion, mercy, acceptance, when necessary, forgiveness. And that's what I meant by you can do no wrong, because that's what transforms so many near-death experiencers to come back to this world far more loving. They come back more spiritual and yet often less religious, because sometimes, unfortunately, religions tend to pit us against each other and pretend that we're not all truly in this together and truly bound together through these forces of love. It turns out that this Gateway Valley was not a final endpoint. It was a stepping stone to something even grander. What happened for me next was those angelic choirs provided yet another portal. And all of that collapsing down to this complex oversphere. At that point, I was in what's called the core. And the core is where all dualities, paradoxes are completely resolved. It's where I came to recognize that my very conscious awareness was sourced in that infinitely loving God force, that we're never separate from that. When I entered that core realm, I was told, you are not here to stay. You'll be going back, but we'll teach you many things. And there were many lessons, and that, of course, is what I've been unraveling and talking about for the 15 years since my coma.
Y'all believe in life after death? I mean, that is a very in-depth explanation on what happened to him. I never really heard anybody explain it like that. UFO Land, I like the name. What is this? They'd probably be seeing all type of stuff down south. Whatever it is, it's just staying there, standing still. Okay, now it looks like it's moving.
That seems so crazy to think there's not a list.
That's what Jimmy
has to be a
said.
list.
He's a tinfoil hat guy.
There's a
conspiracy
lady
theory.
in jail for sex trafficking.
And Jimmy would acknowledge
to no one. Like there's no one who's been arrested that she sex trafficked to.
And that's what Aaron's saying. Well, there's a list that's out. Who knows if it's fake? I don't know. It could be a fake list. Who knows? But Chris Tucker's on that list. And they asked Chris Tucker on a podcast, what's up with you being on the list? He didn't do what Jimmy Kimmel said. Jimmy Kimmel said it's a fake list. Who cares what that list says? It's fake.
Right.
Chris Tucker goes, yeah, I did go on that flight, but we went to Africa and I went with a bunch of diplomats. I didn't know who this fucking Epstein guy was. Like Chris Tucker says, like, I had no idea. We were on this plane. We were going to Africa, do some diplomatic shit, and turns out he's a pedophile. I didn't know.
Well, they definitely got people connected to him by using famous people.
Yes.
Because,
So,
like,
my
if
point
you
was,
find out-
was, Chris Tucker basically
confirmed
that the list was like legit because he's on it.
Right. There's this dude that was inviting me to this conference once, and he was like, Kanye West is going to be there. I'm like, oh, Kanye West is going to be there. Next thing you know, you're there. right? Yeah, if you don't know who's there,
Mm-hmm.
and some dude, this was just a conference, it was like a tech conference. They wanted me to come and talk about like the influence of social media and podcasting and shit. I was like, I talk about that all the time. What am I going to go there? But point is, they were trying to lure me by saying that some famous dude I know is going to be there. So if you hear like, oh my God, you know, Richard Dawkins is going to be there.
You think it's safe?
Yeah.
This boy tried to tell us.
Did you see that? My rock almost made it to the edge of the world.
The edge of what now?
The edge of the world, yo. Where the planet drops off.
Drops off? Wait, Beast Boy, you don't believe the Earth is round?
Mm-hmm. That's right. The Earth ain't round. It's a big old pancake. Your laughter only makes my belief stronger.
When did you become so dumb?
I ain't dumb. I'm a free thinker.
If you believe the...
So this is the one thing about flat Earth that I don't agree with, right? Is that people try to make it seem like it's a disc or something, right? Just floating in space and that you can fall off. Nah, I don't believe that whatsoever. That just sounds crazy to even a flat earther. I think that the flat plane is infinite, right? It doesn't stop. There might be a dome or something keeping us within this certain area of the plane, but it keeps going, and that's what outer space is, out that way. That's why I call it a flat plane. I don't think we're no ball or anything like that, and I don't think it's a flat disc or a plate or a pancake either.
The Earth is a pancake, then what about the thousands of photos that clearly shows the Earth is round, like a basketball?
They's all fake.
Okay, if the Earth is a pancake, then how do we get both day and night?
Because the sun is like a spotlight, and it moves around shining on one place at a time.
Okay, crazy.
But if the Earth is a pancake, why does not the water spill off the edges?
Yeah, water would spill right off into space.
Ha ha ha! Explain that, Mr. Pancake Earth!
2 words. Butter wall.
Butter wall?
Seriously?
Hey, what's even more crazy, right, is how people will bring up that argument. How the globe people will bring up, well, wouldn't the water just fall off? Won't the water just fall off of a spinning ball as well?
A butter wall?
That's what I said, fool! There's a big old butter wall, and it circles the entire pancake Earth.
The butter wall keeps the water in.
Aha! Now you're catching on. You're beginning to see how reality really be.
This whole pancake Earth thing is just a fake, like the abominable snowman or global warming.
Actually, Robin, global warming is real. Don't make me smack you.
Okay, fine. Maybe I was wrong about global warming.
Oh, they're saying, they said he's wearing a mask. Oh, wow.
This is a petrified megalithic tree. The stomp of it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost around 6,000 years ago, these trees been chopped, and there's been a reason for that. Peep this. This tree was about 2.5 miles across. And y'all know how they be telling us the truth in these movies. Y'all remember the Avatar scene? Peep.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is always in the movies.
See that tree?
What they don't want to tell y'all is that these trees is located all across the world, even in the oceans. All different types. They look like a chopped palm tree. This is just a tree that had a whole bunch of dirt around it and shit, bro, that chopped off from like a crazy lightning strike. And the truth behind this all is they was chopped down because of the Nephilim. They was trying to climb up the trees during the Great Flood time period. These Jones is literally everywhere. And they keep telling us the truth in these fairy tales. Jack and the Beanstalk was really about the megalithic trees and how the giants was trying to crawl up the trees, bro. Follow Laura for some of the best content on this shit. Wait!
Do we live in a simulation?
That's a good question. I feel like we do.
Do you really?
Yeah, low key. Show me a video of somebody going to space. That's real.
I think it was shot in a Hollywood basement, from what I understand.
You talking about the 1964 moon landings?
Yeah.
Fake.
I don't believe it. Because if we went to the moon that long ago, why haven't we gone now?
It's a great question. Like Buzz Aldrin, one of the guys who went to space.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's just acting?
See, that's a good question.
He's lying his whole life?
They could have paid him a lot of money to do that.
For how much money?
Bro, what do you mean? It doesn't even take that much convincing. Hey, you're gonna be dying a legend. Just keep it on the low that you did. And you'll have
Straight up. Just keep it on the low. That's what they did
Near
too.
the alleged site of Mount Sinai, we come across this massive split rock. And one of the most distinguishing features of this is, as you can see below it, and then also to the side, is that the rock is smooth, as if tons and tons of water came straight from that rock down and then filled the area. As we were driving here, the rocks were all jagged, square-shaped, circle-shaped. It was terrible for the car. But then right here, and only right here, below the rock, the area is smooth.
Level of risk.
Okay.
It is 90 seconds to midnight.
Oh snap. That was today.
Here's the kicker. People have been so caught up into trying to change a system that was not created by us, for us. People have been making movements geared toward trying to change a system that has not been created for us. It's been more against us. It doesn't matter if we protest. It don't matter how many protests or marches that we attend and say, give me my rights. It's not going to happen because we're trying to change a system that is not for us. The whole point that I'm trying to get at is the fact that we should stop caring about trying to change a system. We should be trying to dead it off, living on our own terms, because everything that has been happening, all the laws that they come up with, all the things that they come up with, they don't follow. And the people, the public, try to chastise the other people that are particularly in the general public for doing the same things that the government that they have been putting their faith and trust in, doing the same thing, making the same criminal activities. And people get so caught up in, oh, well, so-and-so is doing this, so-and-so is doing. Those are the little men. You got a whole system doing the same things in your face, but you not acknowledging it. It's weird. So if you want to be coming at the little people, such as your celebrities and all this stuff, you need to be going at the people that allow this stuff to happen, and they're doing way much worse.
I hear that, y'all. The system is messed up. We need a system like in the old movie How High. What the dude say? Boo-foo. Buy us you. But yeah, guys, these are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.